Hi everybody, welcome to Kika Tips. This is Kamaa. I'd like to thank my son Angelo for working hard. Thank you, Ange. I'd like to thank Vince. Vince came in. Vince, and he wanted to find out about inversions. So basically, what I did initially, I opened up with this diminished scale. Okay, so right now I like to open up with the C chromatic scale. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Going back. Okay, so at the C major scale, there's no sharps or flats in it. So if you were to take out a piece of paper and write down the notes on the fingerboard, that is all basically the naturals, you'll come up with this. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now because you're starting on E, a low E, that's called the Phrygian mode. Then we go to the F. Keep in mind that this all naturals, that's the F Lydian, here's the G. Moving up. The fifth degree is the G. In the key of C, that's called the G mixolydian. Then I move on to the sixth degree, the A. Then move on to the seventh degree, which is the B minor 7 flat 5. The Locrian mode. Finally, we arrived at the Ionian mode, starting on C. Okay, then from there we go on to the Dorian mode, starting on D. At this juncture, we're going to start again on the E Phrygian, because E is the next note here. We call it the super Phrygian because it's one octave higher. The design is basically the same. Now we move on to the F Lydian. Then the G mixolydian. A Aeolian. And at that point, we'd venture back. So our guitar here, it goes up to the A Aeolian. And as you can see, this is all a C major, all the notes. If you were to write it out, you're going to see the C major scale going up the length of the string, and it's going to be quite interesting because it's all going to be sharps. There's no sharps or flats. It's all going to be naturals. So what I did here is I created a pattern that's movable. So the Phrygian mode is a movable pattern. E Phrygian is the E minor, F Lydian, F major, G Mixolydian, G7, A Aeolian, E minor, the B minor 7 flat 5, B Locan, B half diminished, and the C Ionian, B, and then the D minor, E minor. As you get up here, ladies and gentlemen, we have what is called the erroneous zones. It's not as easy to play. So that's where we compensate. Like the law of relativity states, Einstein's law of relativity basically includes what is called compensation. Compensation is to compensate. You know, just make it work. We'll find another way, something that's relative. Because in life, everything is relative to what you do. If you are a truck driver, what's relative to truck driving? If you are a boxer, what's relative to boxing? There's always a relevance there. So for guitar players, the relevance is the chords and the scales and the modes. Okay, so now that we have that, I'd like to move on to this. We have what is called string density. We have high density, medium density, bottom density. The high density is like a soprano tenor sound. The medium density is a tenor baritone and bass sound. The bottom density is the bass sound. So here's your top 4 strings is here. So I'm going to go here. High density. This is F major 7. F major 7. Okay, now the inside 4 strings is called medium density. And then we have the low density, which is right here. Bottom 4 strings here. Inversion, chord streams, F. Let's do it in C. Yeah, I'm going from low density to high density. Those are called chord streams. Okay, so now we're going to move on. The frequency change. Now we have what is called cadence. Cadence is when you arrive at a conclusion. We have the full cadence, which is G7 to C. We're in the key of C, so we're using the chords that I gave you to create music. The 7 family members: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G7, E minor, B minor 7, flat 5, and C. So your perfect cadence would be G7, C. The deceptive cadence would be A minor, D minor. you're in the key of C, but you're not resolving on C. And you have a plagal cadence, which is C to the F. And then we have the imperfect cadence, which is the C to the G7. It's not resoluting, it's not resolving. Okay, so here we have the first degree of the C major scale is also known as the Ionian mode. Then the second degree, so C to C, Ionian, D to D, Dorian, E to E is Phrygian, F to F is Lydian, Mixolydian is G to G, Aeolian, and A to A, Locrian is B to B, back to C to C. Okay? Right here. So tonight, our workshop is on the C major scale, but we're just going to do one chord, the key of C. We're going to use tertian harmony, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. The mathematician came up with that wonderful equation. So what we have here, the key of C equals 1, 3, 5 equals C, E, G. In the key of C, what is the 1? 3. The C, what is the 3? What is the 5? C, E, G. So I learned this from when I went to Los Angeles. We call that KIG, C, E, G. Then we have diffa, egub, fac, gibbet, ace, and bidif. And I just spelled the chords, but today we're just working on KIG, C, E, G. So I got this from the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Then we got that from root 221, 2221. That's the major scale formula. Okay, and what happens is eventually every one of these notes will be represented by Roman numerals. The Roman numerals represents a chord. This is the 4, this is the 5, 7, this is the 6 minor, this is the minor 7 flat 5, and this is back to 1 again. This is 8. So the Roman numerals will represent chords. The Arabic numbers represents a scale step. We got the C major scale from the C chromatic scale, based on this major scale formula, which is root 221, 2221. So here's the C major scale. Okay, so you start on the C, you can create the C major scale. It's root, 2 half steps, 2 half steps, 1 half step, 2 half steps, 2 half steps, 2 half steps, 1. Going back is joy to the world. Okay, so that's basically the math of it. Now we come down to the chord. C major is 1, 3, 5, C, E, G. C minor is 1 flat 3, 5, C, E flat, G. The diminished is 1 flat 3, flat 5. For this F sharp. And the C diminished is 1, 3, sharp 5. Well, these are called permutations, based on the 1, 3, 5. So we have different variations and different chords as a result of that. But let's get back to the C major chord, 1, 3, 5 today. That's all we're going to do today. Okay, for the permutations, we have 1, 3, 5. Now, if you look over here, that's called root inversion. The first inversion is 3, 5, 1. What do they both have in common? 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1. What's the difference? What's the difference? This one starts on 1, this one starts on 3. What do they both have in common? They're both 1, 3, 5. So this is root inversion. Second permutation is first inversion, and finally we have second inversion, which is 5, 1, 3. Now, why am I showing you this? Because of this here. Here's the C major scale on low density. 5, 1, 3. 3, 5, 1. 3, 1, 5. 3, 5, 1. 1, 3, 5. 5, 5, 1, 3. This is a low density. Here's a medium density. Medium high. High density. Okay, then here's a chord stream. I'd like to thank Doug McDonald for sharing this knowledge. The Plego cadence, I'd like to thank Tomo Fukui regarding the deceptive cadence, the Plego cadence, the perfect cadence, the deceptive cadence. Yeah, so basically that's what it is. Also, those are chord inversions. We also have what is called the dyads. So here's a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so the dyads is starting on the 1, and then you play the third of, you can't see what's the third degree? E, right? So you play the C major scale starting on E. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and you play the 2 notes, the C scale and the 2 notes simultaneously at the same time. These are called dyads. This is C major, this is D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, D minor 7, F, 5, C. Okay, we started off with single string, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, C, and then we went to dyads, and then we went to triads. C. So there's D, F, A, D, F, D, F, C. E minor, F major, D, B minor 7 flat 5. And then back to C major. Those are chord inversions, and we have what is called single note inversions. Here's the C major 7. I'm going 7, 1, 3, 5. D minor. E minor. F major 7. G7. E minor. BDF. E minor 7 flat 5. Back to C. Okay, that's today's workshop. This is, in fact, the jazz workshop. I'd like to thank Angelo for helping me with all of our vignettes, all of our tutorials. Okay, for you people out there, I'd like to say grazie. Hajime Machite. Also, kamsamnida, sheshe. Mahalo, nui loa. Salamat. Adios. Ho'olohi, ho'oko, holomo.